of family violence. There's been no contact.
Quick legal breakdown, no contest doesn't mean innocent. It's basically saying, I'm not fighting the charges, but I'm not admitting guilt either. Strategically, it avoids some civil liability, but judges still treat it like a guilty plea in sentencing.
With the complainants. All right, court has had a chance to review.
And I just want to point to the court, Nick Miranda, who was there, told Officer Torres, one of the first policemen on the scene in that report, that he disarmed the defendant in the bedroom at the very onset.
Did you catch that? Right from the start, police were told the defendant had to be disarmed in the bedroom. That's not the kind of detail that screams peaceful misunderstanding. It sets the stage for why the prosecution is pushing hard here.
It's in the report.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Any evidence, state or defense?
No evidence from the state.
Nothing further from the defense. I think most information the court needs is contained in the PSI. We have reviewed it. It is accurate. We looked at his prior criminal record here, California, Medina County. It's true and correct in our opinion.
All right. All right, then, state, you're opposed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you would like to present your argument?
Yes, Your Honor. State will present, we thank you for the opportunity for just brief argument. And this is an individual, Your Honor, wherein lack of accountability seems to be kind of first and foremost here. You have their partner, which, said he, friends have told me he's looking for me. I believe he's going to kill me. He's a very violent man. You have her son saying he's the type of man that, again, will come and find us. He's threatened to kill me. No care, no remorse, no sympathy, no empathy. And even
Yes, you heard that right. This entire deadly encounter sparked from a taco. But here's the thing. In court, the smallest trigger doesn't matter. The law cares about what happened next. And here, next, allegedly meant threats, guns, and almost 2 people dead.
the defendant's version of events, again, there's just a complete lack of accountability.
Well,
All of this is based on lies. I don't want probation, but I don't want to go to prison. So not only is there no accepting of consequences, there's no actual acceptance of what's underlying. And again, I think you have 2 complainants wherein the version of events, as is noted in the stipulations that the court has reviewed, and it is noted in the PSI, it started over something pretty benign. I think that's what bothers the state the most. This was over a disagreement involving a taco. And then after that discussion, defendant has his version, but through pre-trials and all the discovery given to defense and the police reports and the other evidence that was disclosed over the defense, a pretty clear version of events is that if the young man had not taken this individual's gun away, 2 people might be dead. And so given their complete lack of disregard or complete lack of regard and a disregard for human life and for consequences, that is the, in summation, the state's opposition to probation in this case, Your Honor.
All right, so here's my question. And if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Mario Miranda.
All right. So, are you currently living in Bexar County?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you live with?
No. Pardon me, ma'am?
Who lives with you?
Here comes the defendant himself, ready to tell his version of events. But pay attention, because in trials like these, contradictions between testimony and police reports often decide credibility more than emotions ever do.
Just me and my girlfriend and my oldest son.
All right. So how do you know the people who were involved in this?
How do I know? She was my ex-wife and divorced in '93, and that was her other son that she had while we were married. Wasn't my son. And well, she had the audacity to go have that son under my insurance, under my hospital from the VA.
All right. So here's the thing, mother's baby, father's baby, but that's all on you because You allowed that to happen. All you had to do was a DNA test. So we're past the point of you're trying to seek sympathy for the court because you've been paying for a son who's biologically not your son. I'm trying to figure out who were all the people who were in the home and were you all living together when this happened?
Yes, ma'am. I have my two sons and her son and her, and nobody was paying except for me.
Nobody was what?
Paying, for nothing.
All right, then you should have put people out. They're all adults.
Yep, exactly. I should have put them out.
All
But
right.
I had compassion for especially her, because she was renting an apartment with my oldest son, and they lost the apartment. They got evicted, and she was supposed to have heart surgery. She hasn't had heart surgery since then. It was all a lie, I think.
All right, and what is this about a taco? The
Well,
state says
the whole
that
thing happened. We were having the yard sale, and she was there with her sister, and she said, "There's nothing for breakfast." I said, "Okay, fine. I'll go to HEB and get this stuff." But she said, "Well, I'll cook for all of us." Well, it turned out she cooked for everybody else except for me. And I said, "Thank you for the tacos." That's all I said. And then she started at me, and then all of a sudden, I got her son on me. And he got up like he threatened me and said, "You owe this and that, and vulgar language. I'll do this to you right now." And he's a weightlifter in MMA. See, and that's what I was afraid of, that he was gonna get me. So I went to my room. I got my gun and I was gonna leave the house. I was gonna holster my weapon,
Mhm.
and I was gonna leave, but I still had my license to carry and everything, and I was able to defend myself that way. I couldn't fight with a young man like that. And I was gonna leave the house, but then as I was going out, after the weapon was taken away from me and everything, then he assaulted me in the kitchen. And when the officers came, she right away, my ex-wife, right? She right away started saying he was pointing a gun at me and my son, and it was only him. I mean, my other son was there, and he's the one that took my weapon away from me, and that was taking it out of the pouch. And as soon as I got out of the pouch, he had the gun in his hand. So there was no assault there, and she lied. I mean, for the longest time. She's been trying to get my money out of the VA also, saying that she's my common law wife. And in all the report that she...
That moment right there, absolutely critical. Without the son stepping in and physically grabbing the gun, this courtroom might not even exist, because two people could have been dead. That's why the prosecution hammered it earlier.
makes my husband. I'm not her husband. Divorced her back in 93.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Would it surprise you that the version of events, again, this was all disclosed to counsel, that the complainant, the young man, said that the actual version of account is that you got home angry and that you were yelling at Maria and they said, lay off her. And you said, well, don't tell me nothing because I'll put a bullet in your head if you don't shut up.
Oh,
Does it surprise you that that's the account that was given to the state?
That's a question. He's asking a question. He wants you to answer it.
The question is, does that surprise you that that's the version or the account that was given to the state?
okay. I didn't know about that.
Okay.
That's why I didn't know nothing about that.
My second question is, if you were so intent on leaving, right? So the door to the outside where the garage sale was happening
Yes.
was right next to the kitchen where the stove was. But
Right.
instead, you chose to walk all the way down the hall past 3 bedrooms to the last one on the left to then retrieve your gun. Isn't that correct?
No. The gun was in the last bedroom. That
Correct.
was my bedroom.
Correct. The gun is in the last bedroom on the left. Yes or no?
Yes, he went there. Yes.
Right.
He followed me from the dining area to the room, and so did she. And then my other son, middle son, Nick, he's the one when I was taking out the weapon that he took it away from me then.
So if Nick hadn't taken the gun away from you after you threatened two people multiple times to shoot them in the head, do you think they would be dead had he not taken the gun away?
No, sir. I never made any kind of threat.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. So I will tell you both. This is what I'm reading in the police report, and this is a witness. And it's witness 1, and it's on page 2 of the police report. It says, on July 16th, I called witness 1 for a statement and conducted it over the phone. Witness 1 said he initially heard arguing between AP and victim 2. His brother, victim 1, then intervened and began arguing with the AP. And your client, of course, is AP. Witness said that victim 1 told AP that he needed to be beat up for the way he was acting. Witness 1 believes this sounded like a threat to AP. AP then went into his bedroom. Witness 1 heard victim 1 yell that AP was going to get his gun. Witness 1 did not hear AP verbally threaten victim 1 or victim 2. Witness 1 said he saw AP take his gun.
Notice the nuance. The witness didn't say the gun was pointed directly at anyone, but sideways. That distinction matters. In law, intent plus capability equals threat. Even if he didn't aim at a head, brandishing can still cross into felony territory.
Out and pointed sideways. Witness 1 quickly pulled AP's arm up in the air and got the gun from his hand. Witness 1 did not see AP point the gun directly at victim 1 and 2. Witness said he then went to go hide the gun in a box. Witness 1 stated while he was hiding the gun, another argument started in the kitchen. Witness 1 said he walked in the kitchen and saw victim 1 on top of AP1. On top of AP. Witness separated them and asked for police to be called. So that's what witness 1 is saying. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. So this is what the court is going to know. Because this case, is it a difficult case for the court to make a decision on? Yes. But the person I have standing before me, based upon the PSI report and everything else, it shows that he is a veteran. And then let's see, here we are. On page 6 of the PSI report, he is on no less than 26 medications. And he has several mental health issues. He has PTSD, neuropathy in both legs, osteoarthritis, knee replacement, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, benign prostate, hypertrophy,